On today's That Park Place Daily Countdown, the Bob Iger-Nelson Peltz proxy battle is heating up just as billionaire Elon Musk voices his concerns about Disney. The creator of WandaVision seems to be the next James Gunn of Marvel's new creative direction. Chris Columbus shares amazing stories about Robin Williams on Mrs. Doubtfire. Tim Burton is either killing your dreams or protecting them. And a big change to a classic Disney attraction is causing a little bit of controversy. All that and more on today's That Park Place. It's Friday, and I hope you've had your coffee and eggs. I am Jonas J. Campbell, an investigative reporter for That Park Place, and with me is Vash Guy. Vash, are you ready to expound on all of your theme park knowledge here for all of our guests?
Absolutely, 100%. It's Friday.
No. Stop that right now.
No.
We are not going that dark path. That black speech has never been uttered in the land of That Park Place. Actually, maybe I've done that myself, and now I'm a hypocrite. All right. Well, let's get to all of our contributors across the That Park Place network for news and entertainment, streaming, theme parks, and video games. For all the news that should be fun.
Number 1.
Hey, Jonas here, and I just need to brief you all on what in the world has been going on with the Disney board, the stock price, the dividend, also the proxy fight between Nelson Peltz and Bob Iger. Before the December 4th deadline of putting up people to be elected to the board, the Disney company decided to add Morgan Stanley's James P. Gorman and also media executive Jeremy Derrick as new directors for the company. One of these is replacing an existing board seat, and the other one seems to be restoring the board seat that was taken away when Susan Arnold stepped down from the board and they were fighting Peltz. Of note that we finally do have a media executive other than Bob Iger on the board if Derrick gets his seat. And also James P. Gorman is from Morgan Stanley, which is the CEO of one of the investment banks that will be valuing Hulu. In response to this, Tree and Partners has said that they would like 2 board seats at least. And they issued this statement saying, since we gave Disney the opportunity to prove it could right the ship last February up to our re-engagement weeks ago, the shareholders have lost $70 billion in value. Disney's share price has underperformed proxy peers and the broader market over every relevant period during the last decade and over the tenure of each incumbent director. Investor confidence is low. Key strategic questions loom, and even Disney CEO is acknowledging that the company's challenges are greater than previously believed. While James Gorman and Sir Jeremy Derrick represent an improvement from the status quo, the addition of these directors will not, in our view, restore investor confidence or address the root cause behind the significant value destruction and missteps this board has overseen. Trian intends to take our case directly to shareholders. The Disney company did respond to this, of course. They had their own press release, this one stating that the Walt Disney Company has a proven track record of delivering long-term value to our shareholders. We're on track to achieve about $7.5 billion in cost savings, $2 billion more than our original target. If you account for that $70 billion in value lost, I can see a little basic math that would seem to be in Tree and Fund Management's advantage there. Mr. Perlmutter owns 78% of the shares that Mr. Peltz claims beneficial ownership of, or more than 25 million of the 33 million shares. This dynamic is relevant to assessing Mr. Peltz and any other nominees he may put forth as directors, as Mr. Perlmutter was terminated from his employment by Disney earlier this year and has voiced his long-standing personal agenda against Disney CEO Robert A. Iger, which may be different than that of all other shareholders. To be fair, Bob Iger hates Ike Perlmutter too. And of course, one more story to throw on this pile, the Walt Disney Company finally did declare a cash dividend of 30 cents per share. The previous dividend was in 2019, and I believe that was about 88 cents. Of course, this is something that we probably need to do a longer video talking about. We've got a lot of people that would probably want to weigh in, including those in the comment section. Leave your comments below and tell us if you'd like us to do a deeper dive on this subject.
Number 2.
Hello, this is John Trent. I'm the editor-in-chief at ThatParkPlace.com. Today I got a story about the Marvel Cinematic Universe going back to the well and tapping Jack Schaefer to helm up their magical section of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Let's get into this story here. Wrote this up on ThatParkPlace.com earlier this week. Schaefer previously admitted her disdain for canon that, quote, that violates my values system. So this rumor comes from scooper Can We Get Some Toast? He posted, just like how James Gunn was tasked with shepherding the cosmic side of the MCU, Jack Schaefer is tasked with crafting her own magical section of the universe. The puzzle pieces are slowly falling into place. Just in case you need a refresher on who Jack Schaefer is, she previously created WandaVision. She was one of the screenwriters for Black Widow, and she's also the current creator on Agatha Darkhold Diaries. If they keep that title, I think they've changed it like 3 or 4 times now. And when she was promoting Black Widow, she made a bunch of wild, crazy, controversial comments. Probably the biggest one was what she said to Inverse back in 2019, where she said, "I'm not interested in adhering to comic canon that is discriminatory in any way or that violates my values system." It's just an absolutely bizarre comment, but it makes sense when you actually watch the stuff that she's written, and that she's clearly trying to push that kind of MCU activism that we saw in Black Widow, WandaVision, and most likely we will see in Agatha the Darkhold Diaries, and whatever she decides to do with the magical realm of the MCU, if indeed this rumor turns out to be true.
Number 3.
Robin Williams is, of course, an undeniable genius, much like my boss here at That Park Place, Jonas J. Campbell. Yet strangely, we are now getting a behind-the-scenes glimpse into that extraordinary process that we've largely only seen glimpses of. And we're going to get to see Robin Williams maybe in a way we weren't prepared for during the making of Mrs. Doubtfire. You see, that film's director, Chris Columbus, recently unveiled the incredible improvisational talent of Williams, revealing the sheer magnitude of the creativity that unfolded on that set. Hello again, folks, it's CC here, again on That Park Place, and I'm going to take you down a compelling journey through a Deadline article of Armando Tinoco. In a recent candid interview marking the 30th anniversary of the iconic comedy, Columbus shared fascinating insights into Williams' improvisation. Of course, Williams is renowned for his wit and spontaneity, and he would execute scripted takes before diving headfirst into his improvisational brilliance. To accommodate Williams' unrestrained genius, the crew shot an astonishing 2 million feet of film, capturing the magic that transpired in each and every scene. The director even admitted to employing 4 cameras just to keep pace with the comedic maestro, capturing not only Williams but also the genuine reactions of his co-stars like Pierce Brosnan and Sally Field. Of course, within that laughter and improvisational genius, there was talks of a sequel. You had Williams, who was legitimately contemplating a return to the character, but with less time in the Doubtfire attire. This led to a discussion and a promising script with Columbus. However, fate intervened tragically, robbing us of the possibility of revisiting this beloved character after Williams' untimely passing. Amidst this treasure trove of footage, the 2 million feet of cinematic history, Columbus envisions a documentary, a tribute to Robin Williams' unparalleled creative process, offering us a glimpse into the magic behind Mrs. Doubtfire. Of course, honoring the legacy of a comedic legend whose brilliance continues to inspire and captivate audiences worldwide. Would you be interested in revisiting a documentary structured around these amazing unseen moments? I know I would. But let us know your thoughts down in the comments section below.
Number 4.
Hi everybody, Tommy Tables here with what I can only classify as some good news. Tim Burton has announced that he has no plans for a Nightmare Before Christmas prequel, sequel, or a reboot. So the filmmaker has told Empire Magazine that the original 1993 stop-motion animated film is very important to him, which is why he wants to leave it alone. Quote, "I've done sequels, I've done other things, I've done reboots, I've done all of that manure, right? I don't want that to happen to this," Burton said. "It's nice that people are maybe interested in another one, but I'm not. I feel like that old guy who owns a little piece of property and won't sell to the big power plant that wants to take my land." He goes on to say, "Get off of my land, you pesky little ... You ain't getting this property. I don't care what you want to build on it. You come on my property. Where's my shotgun?" His comments are coming on the wake of director Henry Selick, who apparently said last month that the idea of a prequel wasn't completely off the table. And he kind of mused that there might be a more interesting story there about how Jack became the king of Halloween Town in a prequel. Just like how apparently Back to the Future is being protected from any sort of reboots or remakes as well. I really don't feel that Hollywood has it in it to do something like this justice. It was a great movie. Leave it for its time. Leave it alone. You don't need to explore how Jack became the Pumpkin King. Like, I don't think anybody wants to see that, really. The one thing I would say, though, as a counterpoint, is that it would be kind of neat to see stories of what goes on behind those other doors. I mean, we saw Halloween Land, we saw Christmas Land. I wouldn't mind seeing Easterland, you know, like what happened to the Easter Bunny after he got kidnapped. That might be kind of neat. And I don't think you would necessarily need Tim Burton on that. Anyway, let us know your thoughts down below. Are you happy that he has basically kiboshed any sort of prequel, sequel, or reboot of Nightmare Before Christmas? Do you want to see a part 2?
Number 5.
Vash Sky here with the next story, this time from Blog Mickey. And Scott Gustin on Twitter. We are here at Magic Kingdom to rope drop Haunted Mansion. It is the last day of November, which means the Hatbox Ghost could be making its debut today. You can see people lining up to get their eyes on the one unhappy haunt amongst the 999 happy haunts in the Haunted Mansion itself. And, well, we can see right here, it looks like the first promo images of this audio animatronic figure have materialized. This via Scott Gustin, Disney released high-res photos of the Hatbox Ghost materializing within the Haunted Mansion at Walt Disney World. And he looks very similar to the audio animatronic that's actually currently in place at Disneyland. This is very, very cool. People have been waiting a long, long time for this. I remember years ago when Tony Baxter said that the Hatbox Ghost was going to make his way to the Magic Kingdom's Haunted Mansion, and it is really kind of cool to see this project come to fruition here. So please tell us what you think about this. I know some people, they have some problems about where he's being displayed in the mansion. Of course, he's being displayed before Madame Leota officially calls in the spirits. So I know a lot of people are kind of upset about that. But hey, please tell us what you think in the comments below.
Kudos to Disney for actually getting this thing up by the date. I wonder if they realized that everyone was going to hold their feet to the fire, by which I mean they were just going to make mean tweets that called them out for it. To say, yes, we did get it out by late November. Yes, technically, you did get it out by as late as you can in November. The Hatbox Ghost is, of course, one of those legendary pieces of Disney arcana. I think Tony Baxter has a repair tag that indicated that the Hatbox Ghost was there. And of course, the Haunted Mansion at Walt Disney World is different than the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland. And maybe it's, in some ways it's improved, but in some ways it is not up to the same standards as the Disneyland one. So here we are, we get our Hatbox Ghost, but we also get it in a very strange place.
Yes, that is the thing that people are most concerned about. It's interesting. There was a time when people didn't actually believe the Hatbox Ghost existed at all in any of the Haunted Mansions until Tony Baxter came in with that maintenance tag and said, nope, it actually exists. And then we got some the first archival footage of this ever to be seen back in, I believe, the mid-2000s. So it is definitely a story that is very popular in lore.
Amazing. And of course, thank you everybody for watching today. If you like this video, consider hitting the like button to indicate that is the only way that we know and that YouTube knows that you actually like this content. Well, maybe watching it to the end is a good indication there. Of course, share this out on social media if you know somebody who might be interested in a daily news countdown that covers entertainment, streaming, theme parks, and video games. And subscribe to That Park Place for all the news that should be fun.
Thanks for watching That Park Place News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.